But the weirdest thing is that you walked over to my office and you were like, "You ready? You ready?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm always ready, man. I'm just." But
you know what happened at the last second, and this is what happens now.
I got it timed.
Okay, this is what happens now as I am getting up in age. I'm 49 years old,
You're
and
old geezer, man.
I walked by the bathroom, and I really didn't have to go. But then I said, if you walk by a bathroom when you're 49, you should use it.
I agree.
So I went to use it, and that's why I was a little late. I mean, that's maybe a little too much information there.
Yeah, we really needed to hear that.
Yeah. You know, the EPA. The Environmental Protection Agency, those people, they have released I'm seeing here on the news, a weaponized mosquito. Weaponized.
Okay. All right.
Yes. They release its bacteria-infected male mosquitoes in several parts of the United States. These mosquitoes are grown in the lab. They grow to the size of little babies. No, they do not grow to the size of little babies. Can you imagine they do? Like mutant mosquitoes? And when the bacteria-infected males mate with the uninfected females, the females produce eggs that don't hatch, so that way it can prevent the spread of Zika. That was the top news on my cards this morning.
You know, I'm not even going to comment on some of these news items that you have, but you know.
TJ Maxx, Home Goods and Marshalls confirmed they're still paying their workers in Puerto Rico, even though their stores are still shut. So
that's nice.
That's a nice congratulations to them.
That's very
a good thing.
Sit home,
TJ Maxx said in a statement, "We believe it's the right thing for us to do under these circumstances." And there are 29 stores owned by the Massachusetts-based TJ Maxx in Puerto Rico. So they're still recovering from their the hurricane, and apparently people are getting paid, which is good.
That's very good.
Squeeze, this is something that you're going to want to know about.
Okay, and what's that?
Your Bugatti that you own.
I do not own a Bugatti.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do. And
no, I do not.
You are lying when you say you
not.
The Bugatti that you own, that you
have driven one.
That Squeeze's Bugatti right there.
No, it's not.
It is Squeeze's Bugatti.
I do not own a Bugatti.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
And Squeeze was coming in and bragging to me last week that he drives the fastest car in the world.
I have.
Okay.
But I do not own a Bugatti.
And I am sorry to advise you that this week your car is no longer the fastest car in the world.
Okay.
It is now the Koenigsegg. Am I pronouncing it right? Are you going to go out and buy this car now?
No.
That it is no longer, that your Bugatti is no longer the fastest?
No.
The Koenigsegg Agera RS has officially become the fastest car in the world. And it tops off at a speed of 277 miles an hour. I am not exactly sure where in the United States of America or in Jamaica, if you're going to ship your car down there, where in the world you can possibly drive 277 miles an hour, but I am sure that you will outpace any cop who's chasing you. Just remember to have my business card handy when you run out of gas. That's all I will say.
You want to hear something funny?
What?
When I used to work at Pepsi Cola, I got freaking stopped by a helicopter.
By a helicopter?
I swear
That's how bad. That's how fast you were driving. I don't know if a helicopter can go 300 miles an hour.
No, the helicopters can move, but I wasn't going 300 miles an hour. You know.
Did you ever see that story?
I was doing over 100.
Did you ever see that story last year in the
flew by the cop car so fast, and I decided that I'm not going to stop. And I'm not going to let him catch me.
How fast were you driving?
I was about 135. You know.
And did you get arrested for that?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Was that one of the reasons why you were denied your citizenship the first time around?
The 684 is nice though.
Yeah.
Yeah, 684 north or south.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
135.
Oh, 135. I was up to about 150 something.
Was that the fastest you ever drove in your life?
No.
What's the fastest you ever drove in your life?
About 177.
Where did you drive 177?
In Italy.
Where?
Italy.
In Italy?
Yeah.
But they don't have, they have speed limits in Italy?
Formula One track training.
Oh, Formula One.
Track training. Yeah.
It would have been very funny if you said, yeah, my Bugatti. So any event, the Koenigsegg Squeeze is now the fastest. Its average speed is 277 miles an hour. Tops off the Bugatti, which is only 267
Time to trade it in.
an hour. There you got it.
Yep.
Time to trade it in, Squeeze.
Yep.
Did you ever see, by the way, about a year ago, some guy was in his Bugatti, and I don't know how fast he was driving, but he made a wrong turn. He drove the Bugatti right into a lake.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see that picture?
Yeah, I saw that.
Guy drives right in Texas. Guy drove his Bugatti right into a lake.
Look at this idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, Floyd's got one. Mayweather. Who? Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a Bugatti.
Yeah. What about the guy, what's his name? He doesn't have it. McGregor does not own a Bugatti. You don't know what his cars are.
I feel like fight was set up.
What is the nicest car that you ever saw in the island of Jamaica? They have nice cars there.
They have Bentleys. They
got
Ferraris.
Ferraris.
They have just about everything there.
Yeah. Anything you want.
Anything you want. You pay 3 times as much for it.
Right.
You know, but anything you want,
it's
you know. Got all these cars. Very nice cars.
Okay.
You know.
Very good. All right.
Anyway, McLaren, that's there too. You know, these things, you know. Bolt's got a collection of cars too.
What's his nicest car?
He's got the Range. He's got the fastest Nissan. He's got BMWs. He's got
Nissan?
Yeah.
A Nissan?
Yes. You know that Nissan is one of the GTR is one of the fastest cars in the world.
No, I did not know. It's not as fast as the...
No.
What car was this again? I forgot now. What car did I tell you was the fastest? I already
And he's
forgot.
into trucks. Huge, big, expensive trucks.
All right, let's go answer immigration.
Is that what we're here for?
Yes.
I thought it was a car show.
It's not a car show.
What's the name of that English dude that does the car show? Top Gear?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are truly here to answer immigration questions. Call us up right now. The number that you will call and you will definitely get through is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. How many lines do you have open?
We have 8 lines open still.
I tell you what, let's demonstrate what we do here. But remember, folks, share, share, share. Sharing is caring, so make sure you share the Facebook pages that you're on. We don't ask to share enough, but we should ask for you to share on pages and groups and all of that. My page is at David Squeeze Anarchy. Brad's page is Brad H. Bernstein. And we got a law offices of Spawn Bernstein also. And don't forget USA Credit Repair.
And don't forget Link Up Media.
Yes, definitely.
Jamrock Magazine.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm looking here on law offices of Spawn Bernstein.
Yeah.
Everybody's wishing social media gal happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, which is very nice. People, she must have gotten at least 30 happy birthdays.
We have a very, very nice team.
Yes, Brad, yes. And the team out there, the Brad Squad and Team Squeeze, also. It's like one big family.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
It's great when you see the same people over and over watching. It's like you become their friends, right?
It's nice.
A lot of them I've never met, and I feel like I'm their friends. Don't you feel like that a little bit?
They are my friends.
They are your friends.
I mean, it's Facebook. They're your friends.
Yes, but but you understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying.
All right, let's go to Orville.
Oh, man.
Orville.
Hey, how you doing there, Brett?
What's up?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I'm 49, and I have a green card, and I'm also collecting Social Security. Can I go to Jamaica and marry my girlfriend and bring her back?
If you have a green card, you can go to Jamaica and marry her. You're not bringing her back so fast. You can file for her. She'll be here in about 2 years.
The fact that I'm really concerned about the fact that I'm collecting Social Security at a young age.
Well, you're doing it based on a disability.
Yes.
It's not a problem because disability is not means-tested program. So if your disability is not a large enough monthly amount, you may need an affidavit of support. But the fact that you collect disability doesn't prevent you from marrying, falling in love, and filing.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, 93.5 WVIP FM and our social media platforms. This is the Brad and Squeeze Show live at noon, 14 minutes after the hour. Beautiful weather on the outside, getting freaking cold. But, hey, who's complaining? You know?
You.
No.
You just said it's getting freaking cold.
I saw cold last night. Let's get to, this is running through my head, man. Sorry. Let's get to another call here. It really bothers me.
Squeezes, it was the last thing I remember you saying was, I'm the a-hole?
Yeah. I begged you for permission to unleash it.
I said, no. Calm down. Michael in Albany.
Michael in Albany, how you doing?
I'm good, Mr. Bernstein and Squeeze. What go on?
Good. Manners and respect.
What's going on? How do you like that one?
No, Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Yeah.
Wagwan.
2 questions for the man them.
Yeah.
2 questions for the man them.
Yeah.
The virgin come up on a C&D visa. And they must say he must go back to Jamaica to get him things situated more and if something really goes up.
Well, the answer is if you come up on a Siemens visa, you can't adjust. I assume you're talking about getting married to a U.S. citizen. You can't adjust on a Siemens visa unless you're marrying someone in the military, former military, then you can get a parole in place, or your 245I. If not, you're going to need a provisional waiver. But you leave with the provisional waiver.
He married already, because Florida I live in, married already.
Yeah, so we're going to file an I-130 and then a provisional waiver. He's going to go home for about 2 weeks and come back.
Oh, so 2 weeks he might go for.
If he gets the provisional waiver. He doesn't leave without it, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right?
That means when he get a provisional waiver,
that's when he goes.
He say yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, hold on if you need help. All right.
All right. Once again, folks, the number here is 1-800-529-5465. That number happens to be the number for the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. So if you get in trouble with the law, you need them. Personal injury, construction accidents, you need them. Family law, tax law, you need them. Okay? Immigration, definitely.
Squeeze.
Yes.
Wagwan.
Slow it down.
Wagwan. Wagwan.
No, slow down the wa.
It's wa and then guan.
Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Say it slower.
Wagwan.
No. You're saying wagwan. Slow it down. Wagwan. Yeah.
Wagwan.
All right, so say it again.
Wagwan.
There you go.
But in Jamaica, they say it a lot faster than that.
No. Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Yeah. Not wagwan.
Wagwan.
You don't say wagwan.
You don't say wagwan?
No, you can't say wagwan.
Why can't you say wagwan?
No, because that's wrong.
That's nothing. You say absolutely nothing.
Like you say wagwan.
I'm like, why can't you say it? Because you're saying absolutely nothing.
Yeah, you got to say wagwan.
Wagwan.
Yeah, wagwan.
Every day.
Wagwan, Brad.
Nothing much. Every day.
No, you have to say nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Every day, Squeeze is going to teach me patois. And in 1 year from now, I will know 365 patois words. Enough to form several sentences. Okay. Why don't we do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
And I will teach you something in return.
Yes, I'm quite sure.
What would you like me to teach you?
To tell me not to go ape, you know what?
Don't react, Squeeze. Don't react to what you're hearing, Squeeze.
You know the weirdest thing is,
what?
Before we get to this call in 5 seconds, the weirdest thing, if the shoe was in the other foot.
Oh, I've been going ballistic.
You'd have flipped.
I said,
the entire place would have. You wouldn't even ask for permission.
Squeeze, your night's ruined right now because watch me go crazy.
You would have been like. Anyway, let's go to another call.
Walk it off.
Walk it off.
Walk it off. That's right.
That's
walk it
off.
Walk it off. You got to follow your own advice.
Yep.
Cheryl.
And I do.
Cheryl.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Hi, Squeeze.
Hello,
hi, Brad.
Cheryl.
How are you?
I like the way she says hi to me.
Yes, it's very nice.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
There you go.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's like she's calling you like on your personal phone.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Like 10,000 people are listening or 20,000 people.
What's your question,
guys.
Brad?
Go ahead.
Are you ready for my question?
Yes, we are.
Okay. I'm not sure if you'll be able to answer my question, but I'm just throwing it out there. What happened was I was brought to America when I was 13 years old. I was brought here correctly, but by family members. I came to America in 1977 when you got your green card at the airport. Mm-hmm. But what happened was I thought they adopted me. I mean, this might seem kind of foolish, but I probably should have known because I'm old enough. So,
did you get a green card, or you've lived here since 19?
The airport, everything.
You have a green card, okay?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
My question is, I thought I was adopted by the family member, but apparently I had a legal name change. When I looked in my passport, I noticed that it said the bearer of this passport has legally changed her name. Mind you, I was 13 at the time. Has legally changed her name from Cheryl whatever to Cheryl whatever. From the name. Right, exactly.
Cheryl,
so
you're right. So let me understand this correctly. Somebody in your family brought you up here.
Right.
You got a green card being their family member, believing that you were adopted, when in fact all that happened was a name change on a birth certificate, which probably
no. They didn't change the name on the birth certificate.
What'd they do?
just my passport was changed. Now I have a desire to be married, and they're asking.
How do you know? And I don't want to. Maybe we shouldn't open up a can of worms. But how do you know that you obtained your green card lawfully? Because you can't obtain a green card lawfully through a family member on a change of a name. They would have to actually have adopted you.
Well, that's what it says in my passport, and that's the question, because I'm trying to be able to find this piece of paper that they changed my name, and I don't know where to look.
All right, so this is what I think has to happen. All right, immigration has a record of all of this. Are you a citizen now, or are you still a green card holder?
Yes, I am.
What are you?
I'm a citizen.
You're a citizen. All right, so you're a citizen of the United States. What's on your naturalization certificate? That's your name. That's your real name now. It has nothing to do with on your birth certificate.
I know, but the country that I'm from, they would not accept. They need to see that piece of paper, because apparently they're saying that maybe this could have been something that was not done correctly. But I know it was done correctly. These people paid money.
What does your country of birth have anything to do with you getting married at this point in time?
Because that's where I'm going to do it.
And if you present. And if you present your naturalization certificate from the United States of America, they won't give you a license to get married?
Okay, I don't know, because they were asking for the license. You need, like, your birth certificate. What
I would present to them, I would speak to them and say, I don't have a birth certificate, but what I have is a naturalization certificate.
Okay.
And see what, and personally, this happened 30, 40 years ago. Yeah. You're a citizen. Don't open up a can of worms.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to. I just needed to know. So you're saying that my naturalization certificate is good enough?
That should be more than enough to go get a license to get married.
Thank you very much. And thank you, guys, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. Once again, folks, this is the Brad and Squeeze Show. We're here. It's powered by USA Credit Repair. We're going to be talking about them later on, but let's continue with another question. Also, we're going to be checking in with the social media gal, social media guru, social media girl. Her name is Kimberly Moore. Today's her birthday.
So why don't we, all right, so we're going to take one or two more calls here, Squeeze, and we'll go to social media.
Yeah,
birthday
I like
girl.
it when we do it twice.
Right, we'll go to social media, and then we'll do a little something else. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Okay,
Okay.
Lewis.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Brad. Who is Squeeze?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Big up, Squeeze. Thank you, sir. I'm calling from Columbia, South Carolina. First time calling. I got a quick question. I'm going to go into it. I'm a green card holder, and a couple of years ago, they gave me down here in Columbia, they gave me a voter's registration card, so I can vote. You know, I have my driver's license and everything right and everything. Well, in 2016, the first time when Obama won, I went in and vote that year.
Were you not a citizen?
No, I'm a green card holder, but I never know.
Be quiet.
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Be quiet. Don't go on radio, and don't go on Facebook. This lives forever, folks. And come and say, by the way, I broke the law.
Yeah.
If you're going to come on and say, by the way, I broke the law, say it to me in an attorney-client privileged conversation.
All right. So hold the line. You put them on line?
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to be setting up.
All right, so by the way, let's go to Kim. And then after Kim, which is Kim from Cleveland, Ohio, not Kim social media.
Cleveland, Ohio.
We have somebody on Skype who's calling in about that young lady, Rosemarie Hernandez. Let's talk to Kim first. And then we have somebody on Skype who's calling in about if you remember, she was the girl who was the 10-year-old girl with the cerebral palsy who was being brought to the hospital.
Yes.
And ICE came and arrested her. Kim.
Yes, hello.
How are you?
Kim, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
I'm a little nervous, so if I trip over my words, excuse me.
Okay, I'm nervous too. And so if I trip over my words, then excuse me as well.
I have a very simple and easy question to ask.
Good.
I recently married a citizen of Jamaica, in Jamaica, in February, filed the I-130 in July after getting all the documentation together I needed.
Okay, sounds good.
And as of today, the application hasn't moved. It's still stuck in wherever it is, and I've called once to find out, what's the next step, and they give me literally no information. Well, how does it move along, and how long does it take?
Okay, so in about 6 months or 7 months from the time you file, you're going to get an approved I-130. So you filed in July. Don't expect to hear back from them until January or February. Once it's approved, then the case is going to take about 4 to 6 weeks to get transferred to the National Visa Center. At the National Visa Center, you're going to pay fee bills, provide an affidavit of support, biographic data, police reports, and everything else that they're asking in terms of proving your relationship all over again. They're going to compile everything.
Do I need a police report as well, or does he just need one?
Just him from Jamaica. And they will compile everything, and hopefully this only takes you 3 or 4 months, and then they will transfer everything to Jamaica for a visa appointment, and you hope that by July of 2018, about approximately a year from the time you file, you will be getting a visa appointment, but it does take a full year.
Okay, so at least I have an idea that it is going to take a year, because they give you, when you call, they give you they're no help. It's like they read from a script. They give you nothing.
That is absolutely correct. If they were helpful,
so frustrating.
It is very frustrating. If they were actually helpful, Brad and Squeeze would be doing a real estate show right now.
Oh,
but because they are not helpful, we do an immigration show, because nobody knows what to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I appreciate your help. You gentlemen have a fantastic day.
And thank
you so much.
All right, so Squeeze.
Yeah.
By the way, the number to call, 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call to get on our show and ask your questions. Also the number to book an appointment. We're going to take your Skype questions, not your Skype questions. We're going to go to a Skype call and then take your questions after. Why don't we do it in reverse?
Yeah.
How is about that?
We can do that.
So we have somewhere on Skype that's going to be joining us in a second, a gentleman by the name of Mohammed Abdullahi. There he is. How are you? I don't hear him. Oh, there we go.
We're here.
So let me just give you a little background. You understand, but maybe people don't. Last week or so, we've been following the case of Rosa Maria Hernandez in the newspapers. We also talked about it on our show about a week ago. And she's a 10-year-old girl who was arrested by Border Patrol. And she was stopped in an ambulance going for a necessary medical operation on an emergency basis, being transported to the hospital. And there she is in the hospital room. And she has cerebral palsy. She's 10 years old. She entered the United States when she was 3 months old. She's as American as I am. She's more American than you, because you entered when you were 3. And you're an American citizen. She entered at 3 months. And while traveling with her American citizen cousin, ICE pulled over the ambulance, followed the ambulance to the hospital, sat outside her room, and when she was released from the hospital after having surgery, she was brought into immigration detention. So we have with us today, this is Mohammed, am I pronouncing your name right, Abdullahi?
Yeah, man, that's better than most people.
Better than most people. There you go. All right, and he's an online organizer with the Dream Activist Organization, which has been involved with Rosa Maria's case, as well as the plight of other undocumented families and children living in the United States. And I know you were waiting a while to get on, and I appreciate your time, and I know you're very busy right now, so thank you for joining us here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks more than anything for covering this this story. More people need to know about it because it happens a lot.
Yeah.
And, we were able to really help out with this one because the family reached out and asked for help and was willing to be open about it. So, yeah.
That's very good. That's very good.
So she was held by Border Patrol for over a week after being released from the hospital, this girl. And then she was finally released to her family on Friday. What kind of toll did this take on her? You know, she's a 10-year-old girl with cerebral palsy, separated from her family, and wants to relax home and recover from an operation, and goes to immigration detention.
And psychologically, I'm quite sure this took some toll on her.
Sure.
You know. So Mohammed, what kind of toll did it take?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so this is somebody, whenever she was born in Mexico, the doctors told her mom that she was going to be a vegetable. And so that's part of the reason why her mom even brought her to America. So here she had been getting weekly therapy. Her mom had been working with her specifically with her school. And so when she got transferred to the detention center, it just completely disrupted their entire communication. They just weren't a family. You know, it got to the point where after 3 or 4 days inside the facility, she was refusing to call her mom because she didn't understand why her mom didn't love her and why she wasn't taking her home. And so she has sort of the cognitive ability of a 5 or 6 year old. And even a 10-year-old child would not understand why they're being held in a detention center. So yeah, it was really just, and not to mention it was a day after surgery. You know, you should be home with your mom taking care of you, not
of course
in a place. Yeah.
And who took care of her in the detention center? Do you even know what happened with her there? Was anyone taking care of her? Was she literally in a jail cell? Is it more of a group home? What was it like for her there?
Yeah, so the facility that she was in, it's run by a Baptist Children's Family Home, I think it's called, and so they essentially oversee all of the unaccompanied minors, so all of like the Central American children, other folks that come to the U.S. without parents. So she was in that sort of setting. So I want to say it's sort of like a group home foster care type setting.
Wow, very interesting. So what's going on with the deportation case right now?
Yeah, so Border Patrol did place her into deportation proceedings, and so that presents other issues because this family lives in Laredo, Texas, and for people who don't understand Texas, all along the border, about 20 miles in, there's an immigration checkpoint, and so that's where she was stopped by Border Patrol. And so bringing that back to her deportation case, now the family has to find a way to get past the checkpoint every time they have to take her to immigration court in San Antonio. So that presents other obstacles. As well as sort of the constant reminder for the family that immigration is sort of looking for them. That's sort of the sense that we get from them, that there's still that fear.
But they haven't come to put the other family members in deportation, just this child so far, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, there was some very like sketchy movement around like the apartment complex that the family lived in. There was a neighbor who had the same last name, who was a U.S. citizen, who got pulled over by the police, and Border Patrol showed up right away. And so there is some, signs that point to Border Patrol business as usual. But we're really hoping, because of the public support this family received, the bishop came out and spoke out. Congressman Cuellar in Texas, Congressman Castro really stepped up. And so we're hoping that Border Patrol knows it's, hands off this family.
So do you think this is like a unique story, or have you seen this happen before? Because you deal with children all the time, unaccompanied children, your organization. I guess imagine, the threat of deportation, especially in Texas near border towns, especially after hearing this story. People aren't going to bring their kids to get medical care. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this problem has been happening a long time, even under the Obama administration. The thing for people to understand about like the Laredo area or these border communities, I spoke with a doctor in San Antonio who mentioned that in Laredo they have no doctors to do pediatric surgery. So anytime you need pediatric surgery, those are people that have to go north of the checkpoint. So that same doctor was saying that whenever they have these instances, they try to schedule those emergency surgeries as close to the moment where the person will die if they don't get the surgery, hoping that Border Patrol will allow them to pass the checkpoint. And other times she was saying that they have to send people to die to Mexico because there's just no way to get treatment.
Wow.
So this stuff happens a lot. We just got very lucky with this case that the mother was listening to Spanish radio and called in, and that's how we found out about the case.
Border Patrol is saying that they followed all the respective protocols. What do you have to say about that?
I'm so glad that under the Trump administration, Border Patrol is actually honest about their procedures. Under the Obama administration, they would have never admitted that. At least now, they did. They followed their procedures, and unfortunately, their procedures exist to allow them to detain a 10-year-old who needs emergency surgery, and that's really messed up.
Sick.
At least they're open about it and honest about it.
They say, we're proud that we followed protocol. Well, great. Thank you for arresting a 10-year-old with cerebral palsy who's just got out of the hospital. You know what I'm hearing, basically? And maybe you can talk to this a little bit, Mohammed. What I'm hearing is that people are coming to America from Mexico, from Central America, even from the West Indies, from Jamaica, from Trinidad, and bringing their children here because they don't have medical care where they are. And the United States, let me ask you this. Do you know what they pay, you know, for these Border Patrol agents to arrest this little girl, to keep her in a group home? Do you know what the cost to the American taxpayer is for that? To deport a sick child?
So, I mean, Border Patrol, I think entry level, they get paid like $90,000 a year. So people can sort of do the math on that. And then for these specific shelters, detention centers for kids, they get paid anywhere from like $300 to $500 a night for every bed. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money to be made from a lot of different people. And unfortunately, that's your taxpayer dollars.
Can you imagine if we took those taxpayer dollars? You want to hear a solution, Squeeze?
Yes. Give me a solution.
Okay. Instead of paying $90,000 to a Border Patrol agent, pay $90,000 to a doctor to go live in Mexico, and $500 a day to the hospital to go have these surgeries in Mexico, and to have these necessary surgeries in Central America, so people don't have to risk their lives running across the border to have the surgery here, and then continuously risk their lives and getting deported.
Yep.
You know, there could be a way to spend these trillions of dollars to help people and also solve an immigration problem, I would assume. What do you think of all that, Mohammed?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, you know, not to get too crazy and out there, the Valley itself just needs more doctors under the checkpoint. There needs to be exceptions made for people that are going past the checkpoint for medical emergencies. And just like anyone here living in America, you know, whatever your child is sick, you're going to look around for the best care that child can receive. And so these families came here to give their kids a better life. And we're just glad that this case was able to reach so many people, and people were outraged to say that this is not something we accept. This case was very unique for us just because this is the first time we've seen sort of a organizing victory under the Trump administration. And so that's very big news because a lot of people think that it's going to be difficult to win these sort of discretionary victories under the Trump administration, but this case really highlights there are weak links, and the Democratic members of Congress do have power to step up, and they have to sort of get off the sidelines and actually get back in it.
And as well as the moderate Republicans. There are moderate Republicans out there that are pro-immigration as well.
Absolutely. Now,
Senator Flake is an awesome person.
Yeah. I wish everyone who was listening on the radio 93.5 could actually see the video that you gave us to actually post with the child, you know, getting back with her family. But tell us more about your organization and what your organization is all about, and tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Yeah, so I got involved with dreamactivist.org, actually helped start it with some friends. I'm undocumented myself. I've lived here since I was 3 years old. I came from Iran. I'm sort of the non-Latino undocumented person they always talk about. So I got involved in sort of organizing around the DREAM Act in 2008, 2009. We were very naive kids back then. We thought we just had to share our stories and people would care. We soon realized that, you know, we had to sort of pressure members of Congress to actually care about the issue and do something about it. So in 2010 or so, a lot of my friends were in deportation proceedings, and so we started doing campaigns to stop the deportation of young people. That eventually led to deferred action, and from there we've sort of been working on deportation campaigns with families and other folks. And so sort of our objective is anytime the community is willing to expose what's happening and willing to put themselves out there, we're willing to work with them. We understand that attorneys are able to win cases behind the scenes, but that is really not helpful for us when it doesn't create precedent on the discretion side so that more people can benefit, since there isn't enough attorneys to go around for every single person. So that's sort of our project.
So let me ask you a question, just from the political, you know, actually I have a two-part question for you. One, you're part of this, you know, DREAM activist organization. You're dealing with politicians. Donald Trump has come out and said he wants to see some sort of DREAM Act passed in the next 6 months. What are you hearing from in terms of your organization from politicians in terms of moving some sort of legislation forward for the DREAM Act? And then I have a second question for you. What are the politicians doing about this child? What are they? Because she ultimately is going to need a private bill to be able to live here. You know, there's no, you know, unless, you know, she's going to be, you know, take, you know, some sort of guardianship and special juvenile immigrant, but then separating her from her family. Short of that, I'm not sure, you know, off the top of my head, you know, how she's going to be able to live here on a permanent basis unless there's some sort of private bill. So from a DREAM Act standpoint, what are you hearing from the politicians? And what are you hearing from the politicians regarding Rosa Maria's case?
Yeah, so on the DREAM Act side of it, I mean, we're having a lot of good conversations with sort of the same moderate Republicans you all were mentioning behind the scenes. Folks are very receptive to the DREAM Act. There's obviously a conversation that needs to happen in terms of what type of enforcement they're going to attach to it and how that's going to all move forward. But we're very optimistic that the DREAM Act has a solid chance of passing this congressional session.
As a standalone bill or as part of a broader immigration package? Are you not sure?
I don't really necessarily, we don't see a broader immigration package, but as a standalone, it has a pretty solid chance. But that, I mean, you know, politics, things change every couple months.
Right.
But regardless, I mean, the DREAM Act, there's a good deadline. There's enough people in support. And we have pretty much any identity politics you want to pick of a dreamer that's getting deported. We have those stories. And so if Trump wants to see like a golfer getting deported, we'll connect that story to him.
And probably many of his caddies.
There you go. Exactly. There's a lot of people he cares about that we know.
And in terms of Rosa Marie, what's happening with her? Are politicians getting involved to make a private bill for her to allow her to stay?
Man, so that's the catch with private bills right now. Whenever Trump stepped into office, DHS made an announcement saying that they will no longer honor the automatic deferred action around the private bill. So short of a private bill unanimously passing in the Senate, it's not looking very optimistic. However, there's at least 5 or 6 members of Congress that are tuned in on her case, and we feel that they're pressuring behind the scenes, hopefully, to get some sort of administrative closure on her case or something of that nature. That will allow her to stay.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
No, in closure, let me just ask you this: have you been targeted, you and your organization?
You know, here and there we have been. We're very unpopular, but it's usually from other, you know, national organizations or attorneys or other folks like that. Not
I got you.
So much the administration, but yeah, we faced retaliation for sure.
You're doing an excellent job, in my opinion, and we love what it is that you have done for this child and the family, and we hope that you keep it up and stay with it. Brad, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to thank you, and I think Squeeze said it for me. Mm-hmm. I had a last question for you. What would you say to people? I mean, here you are, an undocumented person who is part of the DREAM Act. The DREAM Act may be ending in 4 months or 3 months, and here you are stepping forward, presenting yourself to the world and saying what's happening here in America with children who came to America, what's happening in America with this particular child, what's happening in America to me. I came here as a baby, and look, this is the only home I know. And you're stepping out, and you are a public face of all of this. What do you say to people who are living in fear right now?
You know, the best thing in the world is if you're driving to the grocery store, you get pulled over, you want to be one phone call away from people that know what you're going through and that can really step up and help you. In immigration, and especially when you're undocumented, sort of the most uncommon advice is the best one. You're safer if you're out about your status. You're safer if you're public. You have people that care about you, and you need to come out with your status and be involved. And that's the only way you can protect yourself and your community. And Rosa Maria's case shows that. The mother got on the phone as soon as it happened, called the radio, they reached out, they found people to help her, and we were able to bring the story to light. People need to come out of the shadows. Once you lose the fear, the Republicans, the anti-immigrants, other folks really have no power. They only have power when we're afraid.
Wow, that's fantastic. All right, well, thank you very much. I think that was very well said.
Well said.
And you're doing a wonderful job. And, you know, hopefully, you know, for Rosa Marie, it's a positive outcome. Hopefully for you and all the dreamers, it's a positive outcome too. And hopefully in a couple of weeks, we can invite you back on and see how Rosa Marie is doing and the DREAM Act and everything else. And I appreciate your time.
Sounds awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Mohammed.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So there you got it, Squeeze.
Very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I don't know what I don't know how a politician or how Trump or Sessions can sit there, you know, with all this publicity and allow this child to be deported. So I am sure that there will be.
Let's see what's going to happen.
We'll see something will happen. All right. So what do you want to do now? You want to go USA Credit? You want to do
I think we should
Kimberly?
I think we should go to Kimberly. We've got 15 minutes left on the show, so why not go to the birthday girl?
All right.
You know, and see what goes.
Birthday girl, where are you?
Take the cupcake out of your mouth. Put down the cappuccino.
Step away from the cupcake.
Yep.
Step away gingerly from that cupcake.
I'm the cupcake. No, I was going to say I'm the cupcake cop. That doesn't sound
All right. So we're going to do rapid fire now, Kimberly, birthday girl. Your last rapid fire of your birthday.
RFQs.
For another 365 days. All right, let's try to do this as quickly as we can.
Let's do it. Rita Ritt on Facebook would like to know, my friend's husband is petitioning for her. However, he only worked and filed taxes in 2016. What will he do for the second year that he was unemployed?
Well, you're gonna submit your tax returns that you have. If you're unemployed, you don't have a tax return, and if you don't have a sufficient income, and they look at the totality of circumstances, you're gonna find another American citizen or another permanent resident to give you a second affidavit of support.
Okay, and she's got a follow-up question. The person doing her affidavit of support filed taxes jointly with his wife. Will he need his wife to sign the affidavit as well, or can he just do it without her?
He should do it with the wife because it's going to be hard to separate whose income is whose.
Charles on Facebook would like to know, if I marry, I don't know what marry means, but marry. Mary.
Like Mary had a little lamb?
No, like we got married, but...
Married, okay.
I don't know why the quotes.
Okay, if you quote marry.
Okay. Does the wife and husband have to live together?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Ainworth would like to know, my friend is a U.S. citizen. His daughter is in Jamaica. She's 15 and she's here on a U.S. visa. I am trying to get her here or a green card. She went to the embassy yesterday and was denied a visa. What can she do?
She's here or she's not here? I thought she was here.
No, the friend is a U.S. citizen and his daughter is in Jamaica.
The friend's daughter's in Jamaica?
The friend's daughter is in Jamaica, and she went to the embassy.
And the father's a U.S. citizen?
The father is a U.S. citizen.
File an I-130 visa petition for your child. She'll be here in a year.
Great. Yvette this morning asked, we got married in another state, but we want to move. Can we do the interview in the state we're now living?
Yes. You have to do an AR-11. Let them know you moved.
AR-11? Okay.
It's a change of address form.
Know your forms, huh?
Know your forms, Squeeze.
Yes.
All right. Every morning I wake up, I study those form numbers.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You wake up with the form number.
All the books in the back here. Oh, it's the wrong studio.
I wake up every morning and I have lists and lists of numbers.
Quite sure you do.
All right.
You wake up every morning and you do have lists and lists of numbers.
That is correct.
I know where
but
you
it's
get it
not
from.
low blow. Low blow. Okay.
Moving right along.
Marsha on Facebook would like to know, if you've been charged in the U.S. and you were deported for over 10 years, how do you go about getting a pardon so you can travel to other countries?
A pardon goes through the governor of the state in which you were found guilty, or if it was a federal offense, through Mr. Trump. So maybe you know Mr. Trump or you know Mr. Cuomo if it happened in New York, and you give them a call. If you don't know them, I don't know how else to do a pardon because it goes through the governor or the president.
I was going to say that seems super doable.
Yes, very doable.
Easy as
easy as
the orange man on the phone.
Easy as pie.
Hey.
Right, there's the pardon form.
Yo, DC.
Yes.
Izzy would like to know and this is something I'm not familiar with, is NACARA, N-A-C-A-R-A, in danger along with TPS?
No, it's not. NACARA is the Nicaraguan adjustment. It was from the 1990s. It gave special status to Nicaraguans and people from El Salvador and people from former communist countries such as Eastern European countries that Squeeze is familiar with.
I am.
Just Squeeze.
Just Squeeze.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just Squeeze.
That's not your file at all.
It's not my bag.
I know people from well, I won't say every country, but...
Have you met somebody from every country in the world, Squeeze?
No.
I think I have.
Well, you're an immigration attorney.
Yeah, over my career, I think I have.
Yes.
Okay,
What
go
about
ahead.
North Korea? Okay.
I don't know about North Korea, but certainly South Korea.
Yeah.
I said almost every
I
country.
learned that there's a country called Albania.
Don't know that one. I never met anyone from there either. No.
My Uber driver this morning is from
Okay.
Albania.
Albania.
He didn't say Albania. He said
Albania is a country,
yeah,
not Albania.
I know Albania. I heard him say Albania. I'm like, what the hell?
No,
I've never
I think they were saying Albania.
Let me Google that sucker.
No, Jill will Google it and let us know.
Yeah.
Continue.
Elle would like to know, I'm a green card holder. How long would it take to get my mom to the U.S.?
Forever. You got to be a citizen first.
Marcia says, if you apply to remove your condition on your green card for over a year and the extension they gave you expired, what do you do if you want to travel?
Make an InfoPass appointment. Go to uscis.gov, get an appointment, go down to immigration. They'll put a temporary 1-year stamp in your passport to allow you to travel.
Okay. Dion said that the thing that you should teach Squeeze every day is Yiddish.
Say that again?
The thing that you should be teaching Squeeze every day, if he's teaching you patois, you should be teaching him Yiddish.
Oy vey, Kim! I can't teach Squeeze Yiddish. Oy vey, it's Mia!
Brad himself do not know enough
I actually
Yiddish.
Don't know any Yiddish.
He doesn't.
Yiddish
All right, let me just say that. You only know a few phrases
I know
and a couple
exactly.
of words.
I know a few,
That's it.
I know a few curse words that was passed down to me, but Yiddish is a dead language.
Well,
I know a curse word
Sorry,
in
Dion.
Russian.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, schmuck, right? You can say that, right?
Schmuck.
Schmuck. You know what that means? It's a male anatomy. And then, if you call someone a schmuck malamed, malamed means king. You're calling them the biggest male anatomy you can come up with.
I mean, it's a part
He's
of
like
the male.
the king of
it's
male.
a part of the male anatomy.
The king of the male anatomy. Number one.
Wait,
the
what
number
is
one.
schlemiel?
Schlemiel?
What is schlemiel?
Like a
That's
loser.
the Yiddish
Like a loser.
slash Dutch
Yeah,
I know.
like a loser. Like a loser.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was our Yiddish.
You're
word.
a shiksa. Yes. You're a
Shoot
shiksa, Kim. That means that you're a non-Jewish woman. And mishpucha means you're part of the family. So Squeeze and I are mishpucha.
Mishpucha.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Anybody
That
call me
should be the name.
mishpucha? Watch out.
No. You're part of my. It's not. You don't call you mishpucha. You're like, oh, this is my mishpucha. So I go to. Yeah.
Don't walk up to me and say mishpucha though. I'm just telling you that.
All right, let's continue. Enough Yiddish. All right, continue.
We've gotten to the end. We have answered literally everyone's immigration questions today.
All right.
Someone wants to know what's your consultation fee.
My consultation fee for any attorney in my office is $100. For me, it's $200.
Okay, it's pretty cool. All right, and believe me, folks, you can spend as much time as you want with Brad.
Yeah.
All right, and bring him lunch sometimes. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But by the way, if you see the attorneys in my office, they're going to tell you the same thing that I tell you. It's not like I have like some special.
Right.
You know, you just have a superpower.
Listen, we get to meet.
We
get to meet the all great celebrity Bradford H. Birdstein,
the Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard.
Yes.
The Wizard.
Right. And then every time I come in, you know, like the Wizard of Oz was this tiny guy. Everyone goes, "Wow, you look so much bigger on TV."
People tell me that all the time. I go to I thought you were some big guy.
Yeah.
So some big.
Yeah.
They always think I'm big and fat. Sorry.
Your shirt's coming undone there, Squeeze. Yeah, all right. So we have to talk about USA Credit Repair quickly.
Yeah.
USA Credit Repair is our proud sponsor. Mm-hmm. For those of you who listened to the 9 o'clock hour, we gave away a free 30 days of credit repair for USA Credit Repair. Yep. If you knew the answer to one of the following two questions, either what's the color of the flag of the United States of America?
Many people got it wrong.
That is correct. Mm-hmm. Or what country Donald Trump is the president of. Right. You know, because on Facebook we said, tell us. And people were saying Donald Trump's president of North Korea.
Is he?
Right. Other people said he's not the president of my country. So we've gotten a whole bunch of answers, but the real answer is Donald Trump is the president of the United States of America, folks.
Believe it or not.
And the colors of the flag are red, white, and blue. And if you know those two answers, which I just told you, and you call USA Credit Repair at 1-800-872-7177, that's 1-800-872-7177, they're going to give you free credit repair for the next 30 days. They guarantee you that they will get your credit up if it's below 700 within 90 days, as long as you don't be a schmuck malamed and do something to screw it up in the process. Because if you're going to be a schmuck, it's the guarantee, but the disclaimer is not for schmuck malameds. So if you're going to screw up your credit while USA Credit Repair is trying to fix it, well then That's why
And
they
people
have
do
the
that.
name.
You know, you're working on their credit,
Right.
and they go out and they apply for 50 different, from 50 different places, like 50 different inquiries.
That is.
What are you doing?
Thus the term schmuck malamet.
Yeah. You
Okay,
know,
so you don't want to be a schmuck
we're
malamet.
working on your credit. Hold up. Don't do anything. And if you want to do something, call us, you know?
All right, 1-800-872-7177
What's the
for
question?
USA Credit Repair. We just gave it. Same question.
Oh, same question?
Same question. Who's the President of the United States? What's the color of the flag?
And what are the colors on the flag?
Yeah, 1-800-872-7177. 1-800-872-7177. Call now. 1-800-USA. If I yell, I don't know why that makes me feel better. USA 7177.
Skin factor.
1-800-872-7177. All right.
All right.
Ebony has been waiting for 20
Let's go
minutes.
to Ebony.
Ebony,
Hi, how are you?
how are you?
Hey, where's Ivory?
Fine, thank you. I have a question. I have a friend that has been picked up by ICE, but they did not give him any charge documents. So my question is, how can he get those charge documents?
What do you mean they didn't give him a charge document? Was he previously ordered deported, maybe?
He received a letter from them, but he never went into them, and then they picked him up.
Okay, so he had some sort of notice to appear issued to him. He didn't show up to court. He had an in absentia order, and then that's when they picked him up. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so is he being held right now, or he was released?
Yes, he's being held right now.
He's being held right now. Okay, so he needs an attorney on an emergency basis. And then we have to go get those records from ICE, and then we have to make a motion to reopen on an in absentia order and say, you know, the argument on an in absentia order is you violated my rights because I didn't know when, where, or how to show up because I never got anything, which is what you're saying. But it has to be done quickly because if it's not done, he's going to be out of here within weeks, if not sooner. Hold on.
Get cracking, get cracking.
Get cracking, correct.
Want to pop another one?
No, I don't want to pop anymore.
Okay, all right. 3 minutes before the hour, and I want to say, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. But remember, the law offices of Spahn Bernstein is a full-service law firm. And one of the things that you guys do out there, and you do it a lot, especially with immigration, you sit, you listen to the show, some of you ask your questions, but you do absolutely nothing. It irks me. Don't be a schmuck.
You know what Muhammad said from the Dream Activist?
What did he say?
He said, the best way to feel better is don't hide your problems, face your problems,
Face it.
and there's not enough good lawyers in the world, but guess what you're looking at right now? You're lucky enough to have found this show on a radio or on Facebook. You're lucky enough to have done it. You're looking at a good lawyer.
Good lawyer.
Cool. Can't
Good
help you
lawyer.
otherwise.
And he's a super lawyer also.
Yes.
So we just want to tell you, don't sit there and wait for things to fix themselves. Pick up the phone, dial the number 1-800-529-5465, have a consultation, sit down with an attorney, find out what your options are. You would be amazed at options that this law firm have come up with. Like, for example, the guy that was in the church up in Massachusetts, you know, and people have gone to other attorneys and did not get any help. It doesn't hurt to get a consultation with the law offices of Spahn Bernstein, so at least do that for yourself. The number is 1-800-529-5465. If outside of the United States, call +1-212-227-8933.
You always like the plus.
Yeah, you like the plus.
I like the plus. All right, we're going to get out of here, folks. Thank you for watching. We'll be back live tomorrow at 9 to answer more of your legal questions. Stay safe and make sure you have a good lawyer at the ready when you need it.
And if you're on 93.5 FM, stay tuned. We're coming up with more of Link Up Radio. The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spahn Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spahn Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465.
What are you doing?